Hello guys and welcome to Creative Academy. In this video, we'll be looking at how to create an navbar, and we'll be replicating a navbar particular site, MySchool.ng. So we'll be replicating the navbar, and I hope that by the end of this video, you will understand and also learn how to create a navbar. So first of all, you can see the title of my tutorial, my school now, or let me rename it to MySchool.ng navbar. MySchool.ng Navbar. So that is what that's. So let's say we come over to the body, and in order for you to understand, I'll be using comments. I'll be commenting on each of my tags so you understand. So the first is the navigation tag. So I'll be commenting on my tag for you to be able to understand. When I make comments, I'll be labeling it. Anyone you see with green, it won't show on the site. It's just for you to understand the tags and how I'm grouping them. So first of all, we have the navigation tag or the navigation bar. Let me call it navigation bar. Navigation bar. And the first thing we have there is the nav. The nav will give it a class, and we'll call it navbar. Navbar. So come here, enter, and next thing is the left side. Now let me comment. So the left side now, which is the logo part. We will introduce a div, and the div will give it a class, which we will call its logo. So here, click on it, enter, and then we have our image. So the name of my image is my school logo. So the reason for this image is to apply the logo of the site. And here I'll just put image couldn't load. And we are done with this part. So let's come here at this div and click on enter. And the next thing we're working on is the middle side, like the middle, which is the search bar. So the search bar, or you can call it the search box. So for the search box, the first we have the div tag. To this div tag, I will give it a class, and to call it a search box. Search box. Which next thing that comes in is an input. So the input now is for tests, like where you can actually search, and to give it a placeholder, and you write search my school. So remember, we are trying to replicate a particular site application bar, particular website. Search my school. Then after the input will come a button. So this button will give it a class too, and we'll call it search button. Search BTN. BTN means button. Everybody see BTN. So after the button, so in between, we will introduce an page tag. So we don't to put like search. So what is there is an icon, the search icon. So image tag, I already have the image or the icon. So say search icon PNG. I'll just say, let me just put image here. I don't want to start typing much. I don't want to start typing much. And we are done with this side. So next we're working on the right hand side. We are done with the navigation, the left hand, the middle, which is the search box. Now is the right hand side or the right side. So for the right side, what we have there is register and login. So we have the register and login there. Let me comment on this. So for the register and login button, we have a div, and we'll give it a class, which will say nav buttons, and under this div, we have our first button, and our first button, we'll give it a class, which is the register button. We'll give the class and we'll call it the register button, like register btn. And here we write register. So we write register, and next is our second button. Second button, we also give it a class, and we'll call it login btn, and what we have there is login. So we have this as login, and this is all our HTML. This is all our HTML. Mind you, all this stuff that are showing green are just comments. They are not part of our code. They are not going to show. Let's go live so you can see. So you can see what we have. All those green stuffs are not part of our code. They are not part. They are just comments so you can understand how I grouped the code. So first of all, we have the left side, which is the logo side. We have the middle, which is the search box, and we have the right hand side, which is the register and login buttons. So each of them has a div. You can see the logo has its own div. Search box has its own div, and the register and login button has its own div. So let's head over to CSS to style this. I've already linked my CSS. So we start with applying the universal CSS. So this stuff here means universal CSS. It automatically disables the browser's default CSS or default styling. So set the margin as 0 and padding 0 and the box size. Box size is border box. And we are done with this side. We are done with the universal CSS. So next thing we're working on is the body. So let's work on the body. Let's start the body. So for the body, first thing we have is the font family, and we'll change it to area. Yes, this. And the background color should be white. Or can just use this is F9, F9, F9. So primarily we are done with the body. Let's preview what we have. Okay, let's continue. As we proceed, it will get clearer. So next is the .navbar. If you look at our HTML, the one that has the class as navbar, which is the nav, has the class as navbar. So .navbar, which means everything we are working on now, the entire page we are working on, which is the navbar. That's the main thing we are working on. So let's try the navbar. For the navbar, we say display. We set display to flex. Set it to flex. This will help us. Why we are setting to flex is so it can, help us arrange the items horizontally and evenly. That's why we are setting to flex. And next thing is align items. Align items to say center. And next thing we have is justify. Justify content, we use space between. Space between. So this space between will like push the logo, the search box, and buttons apart. So that's the reason for using this space between. And after space between, we'll set the background color. And the background color should be red. So should be red. B5000 should be red. So let's preview what you've written so far. Now, I guess you're saying this. Let me tell you the honest truth. Why this is showing like this? Because of that icon, that particular image. That's why it's looking like, what you're doing doesn't have shape. So as we proceed, we'll work on that. So let's just finish up with the navbar. And let's say the padding, for the padding, 10 pixels and 20 pixels. All of these are explained in the other videos I've done on CSS basics. So if you don't understand, ensure you watch the video. I will leave the description. I'll leave the link to the video in the description. So ensure you watch it to understand these stats that we are using. Now let's work on the logo. So dot logo, and this is the image. Yes, image. So for the logo, we say height. We just set the height to 40 pixels. And this will be all for the logo. For now, my study basis it. Let's just work on other stuff. So for the search box now, so we say dot search box. Dot search box. And we also set the display flex. Accessing the display to flex. I've told you guys why we are setting to flex, so that they can be arranged horizontally. Search box can be horizontal. And we'll set the align items to center. Then the background color. The background color for the search box should be white. Should be white. And then the border radius. The border radius should be 3 pixels. And we'll just use the overflow. For the overflow, we're using a. So let's review what we have so far. I told you guys why this stuff is appearing like this is because of that icon. We use that icon image. So as we proceed, we work on it. So let's work on the search box, the input. So we just say dot search box and input. Why I'm saying dot search box and input? Because this search box is if. Remember in our HTML, look at our HTML. You can see the if give the class what search box. So now under the search box, you have the input and you have the button. So for us to pull this out, we have to pull out the search box first, and then before pulling out input, so the search box and input. So for the input, say border should be done. There should be no border. And outline too. Outline done. And the padding. For the padding, let's see 8 pixels. 8 pixels and 10 pixels. And for the width, let's give it 400 pixels. So let's review first. Okay, let's continue. And font size, say 14 pixels. 14 pixels. So let's move on search box. So do the same thing. Dot search box and dot search with here. So search box. For the search button, say the background color. Background color will be gray. This is gray. Because for the websites, it's gray they used. And the border should be done. Then the cursor, this cursor we set it as pointer. So the reason we are setting this course as pointer is so when you hover on it, like as you can see, look at my cursor here now. It's showing arrow. But when I come to this side, what is showing? Show you the pointer. So that is what it says now. So this is actually our search function. The size will reduce as well. Size will reduce. So come here, in an arrow and come here. It's pointer. Let's proceed. And next is the padding. So the padding, we'll give it 6 pixels and 10 pixels. So let's leave this one, but I'll work on the image. The image. So the image that was can see in our HTML, you can see inside the button we actually use an image inside chat icon I'm talking about. So this chat icon now that's what we want to work on. So let's work on it. And see the search box, still under the search box. And it is under the search button and call it that IH image. So you just give it a width. Let's say the width is let's give it 18 pixels first. 18 and the height 18 pixels. So let's review. You can see that now that we actually resized image, we gave the height and width. Our website is back. Our website now by software shape. So as you okay, let me do something. Let's move this. Let's move this. You can see that there's some back like they are doing nothing for. So the thing that's causing this stuff is that size of that image. As we resized it, it's coming to shift now. So that's actually one of the secrets. So you can see, you can now visualize what you're working on. This is our navbar. Now we've worked on Chidogo, we've worked on the image, we've worked on search box, we've worked on the search box button. And okay, I'm not sure we are done. Let's complete working on this button. Then can now work on this other button, this register and loading button. So let's finish up with that. And let's put like a transform. So transform scale screen 1 point spike. Let's see the effect. So if you notice why I added this transform is because look at our icon. Look at the icon. Look at the size now. If I remove that transform, I can let me remove the number, just the number 1.5. You see that the icon got smaller. But when I put that 1.5, you can see that it increased. Okay, let's try to increase it. Let's say 3.0. Can you see that it increased? So that's the essence of that transform. We can increase the image size without shifting this particular button and increase the image size. You can also try to increase it further. Let's say 2.5. 2.5. I think this 2.5 is whichever one you prefer. So let's proceed. After that, now let's work on this other button, the register and login button. So we've got that dot nav button. Let's see our HTML. If we call it nav button, if what's nav button? So dot nav button. Dot nav. So you see button and we use hover. Now the essence of adding this hover is so that when our cursor, just like hover around the button. Let me show you guys something. Hover around it, there will be a certain kind of change. As you can see it now, it's hovering. like it's actually moving. Check the button, look at the button close. As my cursor is passing, you know, there is this kind of sensitiveness that okay, cursor is passing or it's hovering on it. Also check for this one too. So that's the importance of hover. Now let's proceed. So set background color. My background color should be white and the border long. Then color. The color should be the same red. This B5 50,000. And the padding. So the padding, let's use 8 pixels. 8 pixels and 15 pixels. Then margin left. So use margin left. Margin left 10 pixels. I've explained all this stuff, right? All this padding, margin left in basic CSS basic. So if you are confused at any point, use the link in the description to watch these basics so you can understand these stuffs we are using here, these tags, these elements, the margin left, padding, background color, and the rest of them. So let's increase the font size. The font size increases to 14 pixels. And the font weight too. Let's make it cool. So let's review what this is over. Okay, as you can see, can you see that? Can you see the effect? So we are not done yet. We are not done yet. So we'll work on this. So you can decide to leave it like this. Maybe when if only the cursor comes to the side, then you can now click on it. But we don't want such. Let's proceed. Let's proceed. So let's select the cursor. I've explained the importance of this cursor. Why we're point. As I see, now it's coming there, it's changing to finger, the hand. It's no longer that's the essence of. So check for this side too. So that's the essence of cursor as pointer. And we have the border radius. Says that's 3px. And let's add the transition. Transition. So the transition will be on the background color. Background color. And should be 0.3 seconds. So let's repeat. Let's repeat. Now let's work on this. Let's work on this hover effect. Let's work on this hover effect. For us to work on that hover effect, let's first of all remove this hover here. Create a different stuff for the hover. But we don't want this like that. So as you remove that hover from there, you can see skin back to the skin hover. It's no longer the hover effect is no longer there because I removed hover. Now let's rebrand hover. Let's do something different. So come here and see the snap button. What is H hover? So this is what we're going to do. We just say for the hover, it should just be the background color. So the background color, which is F1, 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 and that's white. So this is it. Why you hover on it? I see the color is changing a little bit. Color changing a little bit. Why you hover? Color changes a little bit. So instead of the other type that's just changing color, there's that. So practically We are done with everything. We are done with everything. This is the MySchool Navbar. Very, very simple. Just follow the steps that I give. People. This is the icon that was first from hit and the navbars to make that login. This had it. This entire has it. And this also has it. You can see in our HTML under the HTML, see first was the left side, which is the logo. You can see the logo, and then brought the image. Then the menu side, which is the search box, it gives you the button and search icon. Then the right hand side, which is the nav button, the registration button, and the login button. And that's all. But it's simple, very simple. So that's the essence why there is always a UI. You just have to design what you want to put first of all. So you have to have a tutorial view. It helps you code faster and better. So that's why we have UI designers. When they design the websites, so from what they design, you can now put what you are seeing. So for this one, we are just trying to replicate an existing navbar. This navbar belongs to my school. So we just replicated the design. And that's all. And you can see the CSS styling. We started from using the universal CSS to disable the web browser or the browser CSS. And then we worked on the body, worked on the navbar, which is the main thing, and then the elements in the navbar, which is logo, search box input, the search box button, search box image, which is the icon, search the navigation buttons, and we added the Google effects. So that's all practically simple, just step by step, and we'll be able to achieve this. So just try out this, try it out, and see what you can come up with. If you learned anything from this video, sure you subscribe, like, and if you have any questions, too, jump to the comment section.